Quotes of Education and Their Meanings. Part 2. The learning process continues until the day you die. Education is not the filling of a pail, but the lighting of a fire. Develop a passion for learning. If you do, you will never cease to grow. Education is not preparation for life. Education is life itself. Knowledge is power. Information is liberating. Education is the premise of progress in every society, in every family. A person who won't read has no advantage over one who can't read. Education is a better safeguard of liberty than a standing army. Learning is like rowing upstream. Not to advance is to drop back. 9/10 of education is encouragement. Man can learn nothing except by going from the known to the unknown. Education is the ability to listen to almost anything without losing your temper or your self-confidence. Learning is not attained by chance. It must be sought for with ardor and attained to with diligence. Educating the mind without educating the heart is no education at all. It is as impossible to withhold education from the receptive mind as it is impossible to force it upon the unreasoning. They cannot stop me. I will get my education, if it is in the home, school, or any place. The man who reads nothing at all is better educated than the man who reads nothing but newspapers. If you think learning is not compulsory, neither is survival. Learning is not the product of teaching. Learning is the product of the activity of learners. Take the attitude of a student. Never be too big to ask questions, and never know too much to learn something new. Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. I agree that a love of reading is a great gift for a parent to pass on to his or her child. Whatever the cost of our libraries, the price is cheap compared to that of an ignorant nation. To me, education is the leading out of what is already there in the pupil's soul. He who opens a school door closes a prison. Education is the ability to meet life situations. I have never let my schooling interfere with my education. Intelligence plus character, that is the goal of true education. Education is for improving the lives of others and for leaving your community and world better than you found it. Every act of conscious learning requires the willingness to suffer an injury to one's self-esteem. That is why young children, before they are aware of their own self-importance, learn so easily. You are always a student, never a master. You have to keep moving forward. The whole purpose of education is to turn mirrors into windows. Children have to be educated, but they have also to be left to educate themselves. Every artist was, at first, an amateur. Education consists mainly of what we have unlearned. All men by nature desire to know. Education must not simply teach work, it must teach life. I am in debt to my father for living, but to my teacher for living well. Wisdom comes not from age, but from education and learning. Education is a continual process. It is like a bicycle. If you don't pedal, you don't go forward. Education is the best friend. An educated person is respected everywhere. Education builds the beauty and the youth. A good education is a foundation for a better future. Formal education will make you a living. Self-education will make you a fortune. The more I live, the more I learn. The more I learn, the more I realize, the less I know. By seeking and blundering, we learn. Do you know the difference between education and experience? Education is when you read the fine print. Experience is what you get when you don't. Knowledge will bring you the opportunity to make a difference. When you take the free will out of education, that turns it into schooling. Only the educated are free. I think you learn more if you're laughing at the same time. The main hope of a nation lies in the proper education of its youth. You aren't learning anything when you are talking. You never really learn much from hearing yourself talk. One of the reasons people stop learning is that they become less and less willing to risk failure. Neither comprehension nor learning can take place in an atmosphere of anxiety. The past has infinite value if one learns from it. Teaching is the real route to learning. The real key to learning something quickly is to take a deliberate, intelligent approach to your learning. Everybody's a teacher if you listen. Peace is a necessity for education. Success is a lucid teacher. It seduces smart people into thinking they can't lose. I learned from watching and I learned from doing. Seeing much, suffering much, and studying much are the three pillars of learning. There's no learning without trying lots of ideas and failing lots of times. Learning is acquired by reading books, but the much more necessary learning, the knowledge of the world, is only to be acquired by reading men and studying all the various facets of them. You can learn so much just by doing, not by listening to anybody. There is a huge value in learning with instant feedback. If a seed of a lettuce will not grow, we do not blame the lettuce. Instead, the fault lies with us for not having nourished the seed properly. A single conversation with a wise man is better than 10 years of study.